everybody. Happy Monday. Ooh, it's been a while since I've been on, and I apologize to anyone that was anticipating new streams from me on yesterday or Thursday last week. I tried to check in on my X account since Twitch still won't let you post messages to your followers to let them know what's going on. Basically, Thursday, I had a bunch of extra energy. I was pretty excited about going to the gym, and it didn't even occur to me that it was Thursday until I was already at the gym, so that was good, because I think if I hadn't been thinking about it ahead of time, I probably would have said, oh, I'm going to stream today, so I'm not going to go to the gym. But I woke up with enough energy and motivation to go to the pool. My goal was to go to the pool. And so I was like, if I go to the pool, then I want to do the sauna. And if I'm going to do the sauna, then I might as well do legs. And if I'm going to go to the gym, then I should do cardio, because, I have like zero cardio in my life. So I ended up taking my dog to the groomer, or was that, did I take her to the groomer that day? No, that was a different day. I went to the gym. I started off on the elliptical. I just did 1 mile, because I like to have like a good measure of what I did, so rather than being like, I'm gonna run for 10 minutes, or I'm gonna run for 30 minutes, just like, I will do 1 mile. It was less than 15 minutes, which is obviously really bad, but considering it's the first mile I've ran in months, I'm not gonna bring myself down because of it. But yeah, so I did 1 mile, and then I went to the pool, and the pool is pretty empty, which is good. I like to go to the gym in the middle of the day because it's just like a bunch of old people, and they're not doing too much. They're working out and stuff, but they're not like, bah, and all that. So I got to the pool. For those of you that care, I have a lot of issues with water because when I was younger, I drowned in this really big wave pool at this theme park called Wild Waves. And basically, it was this giant pool that had these artificial waves where you would get on a floaty and like surf. And I had just learned how to swim. I think I was like 7 years old. I had just learned how to swim, and I was with a church group. In my church group, basically, like every couple of days we'd go on like a different field trip, we'd go to different places. And so that day we were going to Wild Waves. I don't know who I was with or who I was assigned to, but we all got cleared as like being able to swim, right? Like we did like swimming lessons and stuff like that. So you have to be able to prove that you can swim. And I had done that, but I had never been in the wave pool before. And I was super excited because obviously I've known about it in my whole life, and it was like a cool thing to do. And to have one of the little floaty, surfy things was kind of like a luxury, So I'm like super excited. I get like, back then it wasn't roped off. Like in the more recent years, like the last 10 years or something, they roped it off because it was that dangerous. Back then the whole thing was free for all, right? 90s is dangerous. And so I'm like literally basically towards the back, and all I hear is which is the sound of the waves coming on, which the engineering on that. So yeah, so the waves start, I'm on top of my floaty, like super excited, like starfish, like gripping onto the side so I can just, ride it. And all of a sudden, and obviously like everybody looks bigger when you're young, but I swear it was like a teenage boy. He literally rips it from underneath me, just like rips it from underneath me. So now I'm in the very back of the wave pool with the waves just starting, right? So it's not like, oh, I only have to like stay up for a little while. I was all the way at the back where everyone else has floaties, obviously bigger than me. Now this kid just like completely whipped it from me. I had literally just learned how to swim like that summer. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up on the side of the pool with a bunch of people surrounding me in like, you know, those dramatic scenes where like someone's been like pulled from like the ocean and they're like, are they gonna make it? Like that was how I woke up. And it was, nobody I even knew was around me. Like it was just a bunch of strangers. And then I think like a minute or so later, someone from my church group like came over and was like, oh my gosh. So that was the first near-death experience that I can remember. Who knows how many I had before that, which, you know, muscle memory and just like random memories that flash back in your life. You're like, I think I've died many times, but that was the first time I ever drowned. Before that, I had choked a few times. We won't get into that, but yeah. So though I can float, and though I know in my mind I don't have to die in the water, I have like a very bad phobia of water where I don't have the ability to touch the bottom, if that makes sense. And it's like, it's this uneasy feeling of like, okay, in my mind, I know if I get pushed in the water, or like something happens and I'm stuck in the ocean, like I can stay alive, I don't have to drown. But the other half of me is so afraid of the water that I can't think straight. And it's the strangest feeling, because even in the pool, which, you know, I was in yesterday or the other day, Thursday, I know I'm touching the ground, right? Like I'm not even, like it's like 4 feet, 5 feet deep where I'm standing. But the moment I go underneath the water, it's like my body, it's like vertigo. If you ever have had vertigo, I have vertigo. If you ever get dizzy out of nowhere, it's like that. It's like I literally cannot control it. And it's so frustrating because it's like, it's literally like, it's out of my control. And yeah. So I'm just sitting there like floating on my back, like trying to be like, you know, this is what it feels like. And yes, there's no waves. And yes, I know that there's, you know, the bottom of the pool isn't that far from me. Like I'm still proving to myself that like I can float here and I'm okay. And then of course some guy comes and he's like, oh, do you should do this and you should do that. I'm like, bro, like I understand you're trying to help. And honestly, like I appreciate it, because swimming lessons are expensive, especially when you have like my situation where it's not just like, oh, I just don't know the mechanics, but it's like more than that. But yeah, I was just kind of like, this is gonna be a process. But I figured since I'm gonna keep my gym membership, that I'm gonna try and do it at least once a week, which is a lot. Like honestly, I would do it every day because I have no reason not to, except for my hair in the chlorine. It's so disgusting. It feels like straw, like crunchy straw, like instantly, like literally, oh, like even just thinking about the way my hair felt. I was in the pool for like not even an hour, and when I came home, the difference in my hair immediately, and I went straight to the shower, like the difference in my hair, it was just like I felt like all the moisture like evaporating like in my hands while my hair was still wet. And so I have like really fine hair, and it gets obviously more dry than other people, but I don't know how other people can be in the pool every day. I've had highlights before when I was younger, like straight out of college, and my blonde highlights were the only parts of my hair that like broke off, because it's just like my hair can't handle like any chemicals at all. So yeah, I don't know. It's a catch-22. Like floating there feels nice, especially when there's nobody in the pool, and like somebody like that will like come along and help, you know, for free and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, is it worth my hair being a bird's nest for the next who knows how long? Because hair never grows back the same. I had to like shave my head when I moved back from Australia, which like a lot of people don't know this. It was like one of the worst with my head shaved, and I was like so insecure about the way that I looked with my hair like that like I couldn't even take like a normal picture. So it's just like, I don't think anybody's ever gonna see the picture. My hair was like maybe 2 inches long, but at its longest parts, because I had dreads, and I thought in my mind bitches be wearing wigs, right? Like wigs became like more prominent in, you know, 2020s or whatever, probably before that. But I was like, I'm just gonna wear a wig until my hair is long enough to like do a pixie cut or something. Like I'll just make it cute. And so I bought this gray wig, which I fucking loved. I loved it. It was so cute. But I cut my own dreads. Like I was in full undercover mode when I left Australia. You have no idea. Like I went back to, because I was working full time. I got hired full time as a culinary arts teacher at a school that I will not mention. I love that school so much, but I didn't, like, I was like, the world's about to end, and I don't want them to try to talk me into staying. Like I can't have this conversation. Like I'm just leaving. So like I brought my laptop and like all my stuff, but like I didn't wear my work clothes, like, because my work style, especially in Australia, is very formal, like very like churchy formal. So like I wore my like street clothes, and I had officially like cut off my dreads, so now my hair is like it's like straight gray, like platinum gray, silvery color, like wavy. And I had a hat on and my street clothes, and I like came onto the campus, like it's a big campus, like came along on like the other side, and like walked around, like let myself in, put all my stuff in, and then I just fucking dipped, like left the country the next day, like on some spy shit. But because I had to cut my own dreads, like I just reached for like where the base of my actual like dreads were, which I just assumed in my mind it was gonna be a lot longer than it was. But when I went to like come look at my hair like later, like wash it all out, try to like comb it out from where it was like the fucking moon, man, like craters. It was just like all different sort of like patches, and like some were low, some were high. Like the longest part, like I said, is like 2 inches. And so yeah, it was just like I couldn't work with it. I wasn't gonna like give myself a buzz cut, because I knew I was gonna want to grow my hair out either way. You know, having something was better than nothing. But basically, I had to wear that wig for like a month, and then thankfully I had like enough hair to just do box braids, which box braids were, and at that time of my life, it wasn't something that I like ever really wanted to spend my money on, because it can be like really expensive, especially if your hair grows fast. It's the base of your hair, like where the braid of your hair is, it can look really messy really fast. But I had to do that for like 2 years, just because my hair was so short. I didn't have like a style that I liked, and I was like, every time I thought it was long enough to like style it, I would have had to cut it to adjust to that style, and it was a hairstyle that I didn't want. So yeah, I had like 2 years where I was in box braids, and like I don't know, I guess it worked out. It worked out in the end. I got some pretty cute pictures. I went on a cruise in I don't even know what summer that was now. But it just so happened that my hair was the same color as the water as in the Caribbean, and yeah, and the pictures ended up looking really cool. I like to call it an Aquarius thirst trap photo. I don't feel like you can be an Aquarius and not have a picture of you on the water. I don't think it's possible. I could be wrong, but like, hi everybody, it's Monday. What's today's date? The freaking 16th. It's been a freaking week. I know it, like, I literally haven't streamed in a week. my schedule, like, I keep describing it to myself as being in the upside down. And, like, technically this retrograde isn't even retrograde, it's just, like, our perspective where we're at, like, from, you know, the vantage point, basically. But I truly feel like it gives my brain permission to revert into negative thought patterns. And I like to see it as a way of like revisiting the why in the progress we've had. Because like the last couple days I've just been like, you know what, I'm tired. And at first, the first time this happened, like I truly did feel like I shouldn't stream. Like something was just like, no, it's not, just don't stream today. Like not in a like, you don't need to stream today, but like in a do not, like this is a warning, says I'm just not gonna stream. But the last time, was this yesterday? Yesterday I woke up too late to stream, and the day before that I fell asleep after I got back from the gym. But both times I could have come on later and just been like, well, I'm late, and it didn't. And I feel like that was my retrograde, that affect of just being like, hey, you used to be this person that wouldn't push through and follow a routine that you set for yourself that you know you have, right? And granted, my timing was off. The fact that it's still, you know, Thursday or it's still Sunday, and like that's something that my body requires, I'm gonna have to go get her. It's something that I have to like stay on. Give me a second. Because like, I feel like it's pretty easy to give yourself the excuse, at least for me, of just being like, hey, I can do whatever I want, right? Like, especially because I really am trying to like embrace that like autonomy and like understanding that like I can make my own schedule and still like get everything done that I need to get done. I just have to be the person that plans that. And then incorporating listening to my body and all of like, you know, taking in what I'm taking in at the same time. Like, yeah, I think these couple of retrograde streams, retrograde stream, right? It doesn't happen. The opposite of streaming. It's kind of like, okay, like what was the point of not streaming yesterday? And where's the lesson in that? Because yeah, I definitely feel like I said, my sleep schedule has been completely upside down. Like I just have literally been sleeping during the day and then being up the whole fucking day. And then going to bed at like 8 a.m. Like literally going to bed at like 8 a.m. And today I was like, or no, this is yesterday. Yesterday it was like 8 a.m. I was like, oh, I'll definitely be awake. Like I have no reason not to be awake. And then I woke up at like 3 and I'm like, damn, I missed it. Which would have been fine if it was today. But even today I did the same thing. I went to bed at like, actually today I didn't. I was gonna stay up. I went to bed at like 11. And then I woke up like 30 minutes ago. And it doesn't make any sense because what am I even doing? Just like forming back a sleeping schedule without even like caring. I need to care. Brings a little bit of Karen in there. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is I just need to write out a schedule for real. I haven't been using my planner either because my planner got kind of sad the last 2 weeks. Like I would write something down and it would be like the simplest thing, and it would be the only like actual thing in my planner. Like I literally wrote down like trash. Like I took the trash out today, like an event on my planner. But I also, like, I just don't want to revert to it being like a journal. Because unfortunately, as you'll know, people have, like, essentially gained forced access into my home where they can find my stuff and go through it and all of that. Like, whether it's literally taking my phones that have all of my private information on them and bringing them to a public setting where my information can be given to anybody because it's really easy to get someone's password when they're drugged up, or simply, like I said, giving themselves access to my home when I can't even access my home, so they know I won't be home, so they can go through my stuff. So I have to be very careful about what I write down and that information being used against me later. I love that the Epstein files came out, as sad as that sounds, because I just feel like now, if I say something in a cryptic way, y'all know why. And it's not like, this bitch is crazy, because, like, obviously what I'm saying sounds crazy to someone that doesn't use their eyes, but at the same time, you really do have to, like, keep so many things to yourself because you know it's gonna just make you look worse if people don't believe you. So now that we can all confirm that, like, these things are really happening and they're not just like a novel I should be writing in my head because I love science fiction. The literal reason why I don't like science fiction is because this shit is too real for us to be fucking around with the fake stuff. Like, come on, let's just get it out there. Oh my gosh. I need to water my plants. But yeah, I still need to, like, just make a really solid to-do list of all of the things. The thing is, the things that I need to do are severely draining, and I'm always just like, I don't want to put myself in that mental headspace. I want to be feeling like I'm good and then move into a better headspace. But I think it's time to start doing some of the stuff that sucks. It's Monday. I've been losing track of what day of the week it is too. Like, to be honest, I wasn't really sure if yesterday was Sunday. And I was like, if it is Sunday, I gotta do this. If it's not Sunday, then I can just chill. And I just kind of held on to the it's Saturday until things didn't matter anymore. But honestly, you never know when you're gonna go. And I think that the beauty of having freedom like this is knowing that, like, I'm actually making each decision based off of, like, what I want in my body, my mind, even if it's not like the higher thoughts. It's kind of like, yeah, like, that's what life is about. Like, people are like, oh, I wanna be rich, and like, well, what do you want to be rich for? It's usually so they can do what they want to do, right? So it's like, oh, here I am, you know. But being able to move your body is rich. Also, I feel like it's currently 3:31. Let me see. Actually, the more I think about it, it's Mobility Monday, not Sunday stretching. And this whole time I've been stretching because I didn't stretch yesterday. They need to stretch because that's how we become mobile. We just... Sorry, I feel like for the first 30 minutes, for the first half of the stream, I've just been bumming my gums on random shit. I don't even know what the title of this stream is anymore. Something about retrograde, I think. The thing about having a master's in cosmology is the more I learn about cosmology, the more I was like, yo, I'm never saying anything about any of this again because this is so fucking hard. And the things that like mainstream media picks from that bank of knowledge is like so remedial, and it's just like, it's not even remedial, it's literally like just saying ABC instead of saying all the letters. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, you got 3. They, like, for example, when we talk about like horoscopes, and people are like, oh, like, I'm an Aquarius, right? Like, I'm an Aquarius. But it's like, yeah, and what else? Like, there's so many other there's so many other planets and, you know, conjunctions and sextiles, like all the things that make up who you are as it relates to the planets. That you would pick one and say that this is who I am sounds so... Dude, and again, this is like coming from someone that knows the other letters of the alphabet. You know, somebody goes, well, I know English. And they're like, okay, tell me what you know. They say A, B, C, and you're like, that's how I feel. It's just like talking about these things. Like, I could say more than most mainstream media articles or posts would be allude to or even bring out, but it's like, I know that I don't know none of this shit to the point where I don't even want to go there. Like, I just lie you guys that you guys have it, because the combination is like, it's a combination. I have to go slow. I know I did this side, but I'm gonna go back the other way because that was actually pretty tight. On that side, just now, let's see. This little dog. Honestly, she's like literally my little angel. Cause she will wake me up and be like, bitch, do you know what time it is? And I'll be like, no. But she's on a really good schedule. You want to go outside? I gotta let her out. So that's how I feel like you think about nature and like what's natural, right? What's common in nature. Like animals very much have routines. And I can almost guess what time it is based off of how she's responding, what she's doing. And she pretty much wakes up at the same time every day, which is the time I'm supposed to be waking up. So I really just need to get up with her. But the problem is, my bed is so fucking soft and warm. I come out of my room to let her outside, and the air from outside is fucking cold. So it hits me when I open the door. I'm like, whoa, my pearls, my pearls. And then I literally run to my bed and get under the blankets because I'm that much like, I have to just get back in. You know, and you can still feel the warmth from where you were laying on top of having gotten cold air from letting your dog out. It's like a recipe for falling right back asleep. Like, I kid you not. Again, I think it's just because now the things that I really need to get done on my to-do list are like mentally draining, which becomes physically draining, and I don't want to have to deal with those things. I don't want to have to think about those things. I had to read something, because you know, I just try not to talk about this shit. Like, obviously there's nothing else good going on. Like, you either talk about like war shit or this shit, you know, talking about anything else just feels kind of disrespectful. But when I do look at it, because I like try and distance myself from it, it's like it physically makes me like, you know, like I was having actual trouble reading something because I was anticipating what would or wouldn't be there when I read it. Don't step on my back. I know what you want to do. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh. But yeah, so then I read it, and it was there, and so I was like, okay, like, it's just the strangest thing, like, something that should take me less than 5 minutes to do will take me, like, 4 days because of how, like, emotionally charged I am to it. And it also makes me feel like, okay, when I go back into the workforce, like, what is that transition gonna look like? And what, yeah, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing, right? Like, I've been a teacher. It's not something I have to think about, like, it's just something I know what to do, right? Like, almost like, yeah, it's like somebody, like, telling you, like, how to be, like, a kid. Like, you don't think about it, you just are. So, like, with teaching, like, even though, like, yeah, I have to, like, know what class I'm teaching, so I know what subjects I need to, like, have prepared and like what lessons or activities or whatever the fuck, right? But I don't have to like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like maybe it's the authority that I don't have as a corporate person. Because I don't like telling people what to do. That's the thing. Like, I've never been the type of teacher that's like, you do this, you do that. Like, it's just kind of like, this is how things go. And when you figured out how to do it, you're done with the class, you know? Like, to be successful in the class is to know how to do these things. And then you just do them, and then that's it. Like, you figure it out how you're gonna do it yourself, you know? Everybody has to have a kitchen that has these like 60 items in there. How you do your kitchen throughout the day is on you, right? As long as it looks the way it's supposed to look at the end, I don't give a fuck, right? Don't break the sewing machine. Like, how does that translate now? I was thinking about being a administrative assistant again. Like, I think I only qualify for executive assistant positions, and I really don't want to be an executive assistant. Because it's the most bitch-made job. Oh my gosh, bro, I don't want to do it. I like literally got out of being executive admin by becoming like office coordinator and shit like that, because like the moment you like assign yourself under one person's name, you're fucked. I just don't want to do that. But like, honestly, I don't really want to have to interact with people anymore. Like, I think it would just be too much work to act like I care about selling something, making money for somebody. I just can't. Why? I don't know why. Y'all have always had really cool jobs. Like, I like thinking back on it, like my most weak jobs were like obviously when I was really young, and I worked like retail and shit. But like since college, my jobs have been pretty fun. Not like all of them, but most of them. So even just like applying for jobs of like, who does these things? Like, is this really what people have been doing with their lives? Oh, oh no.
So maybe I'll do 2 makeup days this week for missing yesterday and Thursday. I was like, honestly, do want to go back to the pool, but it was really nice to have, like I said, like just the old people. I don't know. I've always been like the day person. I think that's why I like living in Eastern Washington when I did. It's just like a slow, calm type of day in the gym during those times. So, but yeah, I'm not trying to have fucking straw for hair. I have to obviously get my hair wet. Even if I put a fucking swim cap on, my hair is gonna get wet. Okay, those 20 of those. it feels so nice on my back. So very nice. I do a few hand stretches while I'm down here. So for these ones, I'm trying to focus my weight on my fingers and my knuckles, because that's where I'm not putting weight when I do my handstands. And if I can get more pressure on those points in my handstands, I'm pretty sure I will be solid for longer. Because right now, I tend to be heavy in my palms, which causes me to come down one direction and not be able to force myself back over the other way. But when I've been stretching my hands, like actually like thinking about it and spending like 10 minutes or more stretching my handstands have been like noticeably stronger, noticeably longer. Like I can feel the balance in my hands way more when I stretch my hands out. And it has like the biggest difference. But I just have to keep remembering to do it. Okay. I'm guessing hopefully that's been an hour of streaming. Like I said, I apologize for not being here yesterday and Thursday. I did try and check in on my ex account just so that people could see that I wasn't dying. But yeah, basically I'm gonna try and kick this retrograde out of my system. I think Mercury retrograde is over on like the 20th or something. Something about this weekend will be like, honestly, I just have to like really kick myself into gear, I guess. And the problem is I don't know what that gear is. Cause like, what? What do you mean? But yeah, I hope everybody has a good start to your week. It feels like Sunday for me right now. But I'm very glad that I just did this stream. I feel better. I hope you feel better too if you were able to do this with me. If not, rewind it, go back, watch it again. Oh my gosh, with my hips, my legs, my knees, all the pops.